Here's Brody Brazil.
I did a little research the other day through some polling on Twitter and right here on YouTube, and it's kind of a difficult question, but I felt like it was something that needed to be asked. It needed to be out there, and I was directing this right at Oakland fans of Major League Baseball that reside in and around Oakland. Simply, what's next for you? What are you going to do? And I made a whole video about this as well, and I'm understanding that there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, there's no playbook for this. So much of this is unprecedented. Only one team, the Montreal Expos, have moved in the last 50-plus years to Washington, D.C. in Major League Baseball. This does not happen often, so we don't exactly know how to handle this. But in terms of the response here, I found it kind of interesting. Now, this was the poll from Twitter/X. 28.8% was the highest result here, just barely topping out the Oakland Ballers. And that lets me know that this was more of a regional response versus the response I'll show you from YouTube in just a second. But 28.8% said they'll choose another Major League team. And a lot of those people said the San Diego Padres were their team for proximity, for the state of California, for the, I guess, a little bit of the underdog aspect. Like they're not LA, they're in Southern California, but they're not LA. A lot of different reasons, but the Padres seem to be frontrunners. I was a little bit surprised that 23.8% said that they would continue to follow this team to Sacramento and Sacramento only. But again, maybe they think that this baseball team is eventually going to permanently end up in Sacramento. And only 18.8% said that they would switch their allegiance over to the San Francisco Giants. And look, for a lot of reasons, the proximity, the geography, the logistics, the fact that A's fans have friends and family that are Giants fans and they could be persuaded to come and right on over. Only 18.8% said that they would switch to being Giants fans. Now, that was the Twitter response. Here is what YouTube told me. And I just have the feeling straight away here that these responses are a little bit more national and a little bit more global. So even though I tried to single this out to Oakland MLB fans, I have a feeling that more people were responding to this than actual proper Oakland Major League Baseball fans. In this case, 23% said that they would follow the team to Sacramento, but by large margin, another MLB team. 36% was the winning response here again, too. In this one, 23% said Giants, and again, only 18% said Ballers, but I just think this is a more spread out geographically group of respondents here on YouTube than I would get on other social channels and platforms. But again, here were the responses from YouTube. Now, the one thing I haven't even talked about yet, it's the main point of this video, something I really didn't even consider here as any one of these options, right? I mean, you've got stay with the team, choose a different team, pick another Major League team, or switch allegiances here. One thing I didn't talk about was giving everything up completely, or at least from the case of Major League Baseball. I don't know that I could have expected this coming. Look how many responses I got of people who said they are simply done with Major League Baseball. Tim Gray, done with MLB. Via con carne, I'm team flea market on the weekends. Team pick the best game to watch on Sundays, usually the Lions, so the NFL. Baseball and I are done completely. It's kind of nice. Trent Wenzel, other sports. Jesse Adams, kind of dead to sports, to be honest. Coach Darrow, no MLB for me anymore. Western Fence Lizard, baseball's dead to me. Evan saying, I'd love for a formal study to be done of this. What percentage of the millions of A's fans have given up on MLB altogether? That way, the league can see the true cost of doing business this way. I've stopped following baseball completely. JC Raiderman, most likely no team. JR, I'm done with MLB. Tony saying none, boycotting MLB. Antonio, none of them, all part of what's going on. Tim Turner, I'm no longer watching MLB baseball. Anthony saying, switch to the Sharks. That's a great idea to me, but it's unfortunate that baseball is dead to Anthony. Tasman, MLB is dead to me. That was one of the most common sentiments. And if you think that was just the small sampling, oh no. I mean, there were hundreds of comments and responses all saying the same thing. Jamie says none of those options. Robert says, I think you need another category, not following the A's nor MLB. RM, where's the option to drop MLB altogether and switch sports? Baseball is dead to me, according to EJ. 8-bit nobody. MLB is dead to me. Bo saying, I will not support another MLB team. I will watch games once. I will not support another MLB team. I will watch games, but once they left Oakland, it ended for me. MPG needs a fifth option. No more following baseball. Tim saying the A's were the only thing making me watch MLB. The game sucks now. It's just glorified batting practice. I'll be watching college baseball. TJ says none of the above. Probably not watch MLB baseball that closely going forward, and when I do, I'll watch it like I do with a college football game. A nonpartisan viewer tuning into the interesting matchups here and there. Sergio saying, Brody, there's another choice that might have been left off the list. Done with MLB. John saying, I will never give MLB another dollar through tickets or my viewership until there's a team playing in Oakland again. Photo Salad Photo, giving sports a rest for a bit. Time to get life and priorities back on track. MLB said they didn't care about our whole fan base, so I'm in no rush to care about them. Tyler says you don't have the give up baseball altogether because they ruined the sport for me option. And Taco Truck says none of those options. Now those were Twitter responses. Oh, I mean this goes deeper and deeper. Here's the YouTube responses. I'm done with MLB. Go Dubs and Niners. None of the above. I'll pass on MLB. Forgot the don't know more baseball option. How about none of the above? I'm done. Done with MLB. As someone who went through this with the Browns, no team or just watch MLB without affiliation should be an option. That's what I should have done. Quit watching baseball altogether. It's Oakland or nothing for me. No more MLB, according to Smokey 5100. No more MLB until they make it right in Oakland. I'm choosing to follow independent minor league baseball. I'm feeling so betrayed, I can't even justify representing my local minor league baseball team, according to Vulgar Woodworks. There should be a no longer watching baseball option. I'll probably find another team at some point, but for the time being, I don't want to give MLB any attention for how this all went down. And how about the last one here in the bottom right corner? Baseball is irrelevant to me now. I first want to establish something very important. At this moment, I totally realize that we are at a huge emotional inflection point of the A's relocation. The entire process of the last several years and the events of the final couple weeks and months and the last game at the Coliseum and the last game ever and the changing of the team's name and moving forward with the process in Sacramento and the uncertainty of Las Vegas, all of this makes it emotionally very difficult, and it makes the temperature very high and hot for people who are very passionate about the Oakland A's for so long. So those responses, I do realize, come with a bit of time-specific motivation. Everybody is feeling a certain way and feeling probably the most they've ever felt a certain way right here, right now. And maybe it never changes, maybe it never goes away. I'm just here to say that I understand these reactions the most right now and why they're the most intense right now because of what has just played out and where we stand right now. But the question has to be asked. I mean, if there are really 70 million baseball fans across the United States, and that's a respectable estimate and number that I've come across and done some research to find, is it possible that Major League Baseball lost or turned away at least 1 million fans? Now, 1 million versus 70 total, that's a small percentage, but it's still 1 million fans who are going to have maybe families and future generations and will decide not to pass on maybe Major League Baseball or certain allegiances to certain teams because of what just happened here. I mean, to some degree and extent, there has to be a domino effect because all of this. It doesn't just go away and get washed away, and it was a blip in the road and a bump in the road, and you move past it, and it has no effects. There will be some effects of this. We just don't know how great. But is it possible that Major League Baseball, and I think there's two ways about this, lost, like people who will never come back, or turned away, people who are just not willing to be customers. They don't have it in their heart to even pay attention anymore. And if you think this is just fans of Oakland, fans in the Oakland region, that's certainly the most likely demographic. But I don't know if there's any other fan base across Major League Baseball who really likes what the A's fans are going through. Is there? Is there a team and their fans out there who are happy about Oakland not having a team, or Sacramento being a temporary home, or eventually Las Vegas being a landing spot? Take Las Vegas and Sacramento out of the equation. Of all the other MLB markets, what other current existing fan base, what other large group of fans is really happy about this? If anything, there's only fans who don't like this, or fans who have a bad taste in their mouth because of this. And so my final takeaway, my final thought here is that Yeah, baseball's going to understand this. Baseball's going to realize that they probably lost some friends along the way and some customers along the way and some fans along the way. But unless it drastically has an impact on MLB's business, I don't know that they care or think twice or would do anything different. And maybe they can't see it now, and maybe it will have an effect to some degree someday. Can't say yes, can't say no. But I think that's how they think. If this is a small price to pay for something, or they think that the gain they'll eventually get will wash out the loss that they're experiencing right now, then maybe that's how they view this math and this equation. But for all the fans who care, that's obvious. From the business side, until it makes a difference in the numbers, I don't know that there will actually be that similar concern. You made it here to the end of this video. Thumbs up down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Helps me, this video, and this channel. And by the way, don't forget to also go down there, hit that subscribe button so I can definitely see you back here next time.